Welcome to our weekly update from the Oklahoman's video studio with this gentleman, Mike Knopp, Executive Director of the Oklahoma City Boathouse Foundation. I'm Dave Morris. Our weekly update, I should say, of all things river sport down at the Oklahoma River. I should also say, Mr. Knopp here, ranked among the 50 most powerful Oklahomans in OKC Friday. Congratulations.
Well, thank you for bringing that up, Dave. No, that was surprising. I don't know what that means, but other than it's certainly a nice recognition. So
it is. Congrats on that, but it's also an indication of people taking notice of what's going on down at the river.
Yeah.
So congrats on that. I was down there 4th of July, Monday morning, getting the text messages that, hey, Kevin Durant is no longer an Oklahoma City Thunder, but I was down there walking around, and there were a lot of people, even in the heat of that morning, participating in the Rapids.
Yeah, it was a very busy weekend. We're seeing just lots of people coming out and hanging out and enjoying being on the water or around the water. And the 4th of July, we had our Stars and Stripes event the weekend before, which was very busy, but it was fun to see how many people came out to enjoy their 4th of July at the river. And with the new location for the fireworks in Bricktown, it really proved to be an awesome place to watch fireworks, and so yeah, it was a great weekend all around at the river. So.
All right, I want to ask you about this, the filtration and the way you guys treat the rapids, just because some of us have swimming pools. I used to have a swimming pool, and you have to take care of your water, your maintenance, whether it's the pH balance, the chlorine in water. What are some of the steps you guys take to make sure there's cleanliness in your rapids?
Sure. Well, we take that very seriously. The water itself, if you go down and you spend any time by our white water, you can smell the chlorine. I mean, we really treat this as though, it's treated like a pool in that we have chlorine, we have an ozone system, acid, a lot of the things that you would treat your swimming pool at home with, same kind of system here, it's just on a larger scale, obviously. Huge scale. And so, it was kind of interesting because, it is such a big body of water, but yet we do have a very, very sophisticated system that does, again, insert in a filtration system as well that manages the water quality. In fact, I have staff that twice a day go in and just do check all the levels of everything, and the systems work great, and we've fallen well within all of the zones we need to be in. And I think it's just good for people to know what goes on behind the scenes. I mean, at some point we'll have to maybe do a tour of the pump house, because the pump house it's a really amazing facility when you go in and you see kind of what's behind the scenes at RIVERSPORTS Rapids, what makes it all work, and to see this very sophisticated, large-scale filtration and water treatment system, I think is pretty impressive. And we've talked before about the fact that we do have some turbidity in the water right now, and it's getting better. It's slow, and that's not indicative of the actual cleanliness of the water.
That's a lot of water to clear up once you get some dust in it, though.
Yeah, you get water, it's like chocolate milk. It just stirs up, and we're slowly filtering it out. And that was due to, we were coming right off a major construction project, and but we're confident that we will get that out over time. We've actually deployed a new system that is again, like the water treatment system, everything's larger scale. So this is a very large scale vacuum. So it actually has to be pulled by a boat with flotation on the hose itself, huge vacuum. And so we're going in early in the morning once everything is settled and starting to really make a dent in that. And so, like I said, we've got a very, I think, a great water treatment system, and the filtration system is working. We just have to catch up to all that construction dust that we encountered. So,
where does the water come from for the rapids?
The water is actually city water. It's not river water, and it was filled up back in March. Late February, early March. It took about 2 weeks to fill. We also have some groundwater that we can utilize as well. But mainly it's the city water system, and so it's like I said, we treat it much like you would a swimming pool.
Very good. Talking with Mike Knopp, Executive Director of the Oklahoma City Boathouse Foundation. We talked about the 4th of July and the Stars and Stripes Festival. You have some more events coming up this weekend.
We do. We have Glow, which is this weekend on Friday, and we'll have live music and food trucks, and this will be at the CHK Central Boathouse area and RIVERSPORT Adventure Park. There's a what we call the Mid-First Bank water stage. Really wonderful setting for this event. It's free to come in and enjoy the music and great, like I said, great food, either at the food trucks or the big water grill. And then that same night, we have our movie night. So we're got family movies over on the Chesapeake Finish Line Tower on the side of it that we're projecting Goosebumps this week. So
nice.
Literally on one side, you could be watching a movie with your family, or if you want to go listen to music and grab a beer or something on the other side, you can do that too. So.
Very good. The RIVERSPORTS Glow Event begins around 6 p.m. On Friday night. Live music from Empire, as he mentioned, the FAA Credit Union Summer Movie by Goosebumps. You also have a run, I believe, around 7 o'clock, right?
Yes, we started a run series. It's a certified course. You actually start and end in Riversport Rapids. You run around the Rapids complex, and then you make your way all the way through the Boathouse District on this 5K. And you know, it's neat that every time you come out, you get a time, and so people can kind of track their progress throughout the summer. And it's just been a really fun. It's been well received so far. You can do the run and hang out afterwards and listen to music.
He mentioned those runs. This will, of course, be Friday, July 8th. Other are July 22nd, August 5th, 19th, and September 16th. You're not kidding about getting your exercise running around the Rapids area. I got stuck on the back side of that. Thought, I can walk around the north side of it. Yeah, you're going all the way around back to the front entrance.
All the way around, yes. In fact, that was one of the projects that we're going to be working on in the future. We have another kind of phase of improvements that we'd like to see come in, and that will include a bridge that connects the Far East, the kayak boathouse, to the islands in Riversport Rapids, and that'll come later on. But it's a large-scale venue, so yeah. And it's kind of funny. We realize that we can now host a 5K within our own, venues, which indicates it's gotten pretty large. So
pretty good scale there. All right, one last thing. We're getting closer and closer to the Olympics.
We are. The athletes that are training or based in Oklahoma City are now either on their way or close to being on their way to Rio. There's some preliminary, or some phases of kind of starting that process of making their way down there, and we couldn't be more excited about what the prospects are for them. The men's lightweight 4, there's a women's double. We have a female kayaker that spent a lot of time in Oklahoma City over the past 4 years, Maggie Hogan, who will be there, and then on the Paralympic side, we've got athletes in canoe kayak that have trained out of here. And then what's also fun about it now, having been a U.S. Olympic and Paralympic training site for several years now, we've seen a lot of athletes come through our pipeline. They'll come through Oklahoma City. They may have started their high performance career here, and now we've seen that progression take place to where the men's 8 for rowing, for U.S. rowing, they're based in Princeton. However, if you look into that boat and you see who's actually racing in that boat, many of those athletes have spent a lot of time in Oklahoma City as they developed. So we have a really great fingerprint, so to speak, on the U.S. national team that will be competing in Rio. And I think these, several years after having started this high-performance Olympic training site, we're starting now to really see the effects of that. So.
The Rio Games not too far away, August 5th. They run through the 21st, I believe. Mike Knopp, Executive Director, Oklahoma City Boathouse Foundation. More information about his events at riversportokc.org. Thanks as always for stopping in.
Thank you, Dave. Appreciate it.